So this video came up in my feed because, I'm subscribed to the dude. It concerns Dean Guitars, which is always interesting news to me because they're one of my favorite brands, even though I've never owned a piece of gear from them. But I love the ML, and I loved the V and the Z while they still produced them. I played a Dean from Hell once, it was amazing. And so this is KDH's video on Dean Guitars dying. Let's get started. I haven't actually watched this all the way through. I got to like the first 40 seconds and I was just like, I want to make a video on reacting to it as legitimately as I possibly can because, Dean Guitars. So I might be doing stuff in the background just to try to keep busy. I have two microphones that I want to set up in front of my amplifier. But anyways, let's get into it.
We're blue now. I love these lights. But yeah, you read the title correctly. Dean Guitars are dying. And it's not a clickbait title. It's not even me who said it. The parent company of Dean Guitars, Armadillo Enterprises, has been described as, and I quote, in the throes of death. And that description didn't just come from anybody either. It came from a court document filed by the co-owner of Dean and its parent company Armadillo. But how did we get here? What went wrong?
You lost a dime is what went wrong.
So today we're going to look at them. Some of them you might be aware of, some of them you probably aren't. Let's start with one of those ones that you are aware of. In 2019, Gibson Guitars announced that they were suing Dean and their parent company Armadillo. They wanted Dean to stop making the Z and V shapes, which are a V and Explorer style shape, that Dean had been making since the 70s. It was a staple in the Dean lineup, and Gibson won. Dean put up a fight and did so for years, and as far as I can see still are doing so in way of an appeal.
Yeah, the appeal's still on.
As it stands, Dean are prohibited from making or selling the V or Z shapes in the US. And this was obviously a major blow to Dean. They lost two very well known and popular shapes in their lineup. Of course they could make them for the EU or the rest of the world, but Dean have always been mainly most popular in the US. And since the court decision, I haven't seen these shapes available in the rest of the world either. They're not even on the Dean website. And then of course there's the other knock-on effect. It's been well documented that over the last few years, a number of high-profile Dean artists have left the company. But of those that have stayed, there are...
Dude, Dave Mustaine and Michelangelo Badio and the Dime Estate leaving, that was such a significant blow, but that was also because the Dean Elliott died and the relationship with Dean was lost. And so they were left with nowhere to go. So, Dave goes to Gibson, was it? Yeah, Dave goes to Gibson. Badio goes to Sawtooth, and the Dime Estate is making their own thing now.
Still some well-known names like Michael Schenker or Eric Peterson from Testament. They've had their signature guitar lineup completely discontinued due to a court order. They were playing the V and Z shapes. The guitars they like can't be made anymore in the US. They can't be sold anymore in the US. Their signature lines are gone, which means that the royalty checks associated with those signature guitars are also gone. They might really like those guitars, but if they can't get any more of them, and the money that they could be making from signature guitars has dried up, what's to stop them from shopping around? It's not put Dean in a very good position. Now, speaking of signature artists leaving Dean, there was of course a very big one that left in 2021. In 2021, the Dimebag Darrell estate not only didn't renew the contract with Dean, but initiated a lawsuit for trademark violation on body shapes and breach of contract. The court case is still active as of a few days ago, but if you ask me, I'm not sure the outcome is all that important to Dean. Whether they win or lose, they've still lost one of their biggest artists, and they can't make a huge number of models that they used to. I think there was about 20,
Dude,
if not more.
I wanted that Dymo Flame for so many years, and now I can't get it because the used prices rose due to how they're not produced anymore. And that kills me because my dream guitar is a Dymo Flame. That stinks, man. I hope Dime Guitars produces something similar, because, boy.
Different Dimebag signature guitars made by Dean, and they can't make any of them anymore, whether they win or lose. And speaking of winning or losing, The trademark dispute was over a couple of different body shapes, the Stealth and the Razorback, which are two guitars that Dean have removed off their website as well. Just adding to the list of guitars that they're not making.
They should have gone with the split
Which leads
tail.
on to the next question. Well, what guitars are they making? Well, in 2021, Dean did announce some new models, or semi-new. When Dave Mustaine left, they repackaged his signature guitars with some different specs. Same shapes, different specs.
That was
There
pretty
the
weird.
V and the Explorer shape, called the Vengeance, and the Zero. And Zero is a pretty apt name, because that's how many actually went into production. These guitars were announced in February 2021, and were supposed to be out for the fall of that year, and they're still available for pre-order on dealer's website.
Dude, get this. All of their guitars are still on back order. The pre-orders for the Vengeances and Zeros are still there on like all the dealers, and you can't even buy the MLs. Like I was getting a budget model ML. It's still back ordered on almost every dealer. What the heck, guys?
I have searched,
He's
and
probably
I
gonna
cannot
talk about
find
that too.
any examples of any of them other than the prototypes from the Dean promotional video being made or being
Yeah, there's
out
no
there.
review
I can't
videos.
find any. Evan
I
fully
heard about
denies
that.
this, and this case is still ongoing. But around this same time, Evan was ousted from the position of CEO at Armadillo because his mother had 100% of the stock vote. He was voted out. Evan countersued his mother, and there's been several suits between the two and companies that they both own. It's very messy, it's very complicated,
And very
a lot
stupid.
So the ship isn't sailing without a captain.
Dude, that NAMM show with Dean was terrible. Dean had to post a video of how to bloody find them. They were in an upper room above the concessions, I believe, and it took me and a friend a good hour and a half just to find them. They were in this super tucked away area that nobody can even see because it's a door that's behind a vending machine. It was terrible. Made me really sad, to be honest, because the guitars that I saw were really nice. Even the Vengeances and Zeros, because they were there too. Man.
But, as we've already documented, the ship has already hit several icebergs. And as far as Dean Guitars and the future of Dean Guitars goes, I'm not sure it matters who wins this litany of lawsuits that are going on. Whether Pamela or Evan win doesn't matter, because they still both have a level of ownership over these companies, and, well, they don't seem like business partners that are gonna flourish. I'd be of the opinion that what's left of Dean, because it's what's left at this point, is to survive. It would probably have a much better chance with the different ownership. Because as we just saw right there, according to one of the current owners, a co-owner, Armadillo, the parent company of Dean, is in the throes of death. So yeah, that was a cheery video, wasn't it? Like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you like the occasional bit of industry chat, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye!
Bye. Yeah, Dean is not having a very good run of it, and that makes me quite sad. Oh well. Too bad. So sad. I guess I'm never purchasing an ML. I guess I'll just have to be given one or something. Or build my own. And then get sued by the company like that other guy who had a custom built ML. That sucks. At least I've got the Solar X types to look forward to.